Life is always a dance of gains and losses. We meet people then, someday we part ways. We treasure what we have, yet everything eventually fades or slips away. Even our own bodies are in constant motion, aging, transforming, moving closer to their natural end. But the truth is, change itself is not what causes our suffering. What keeps us trapped in pain is attachment. We want youth to stay forever, relationships to never end, achievements to remain untouched. Yet life has never followed our wishes. The Buddha taught that the path to true freedom is not in holding tighter, but in letting go. Letting go does not mean coldness or indifference. It is a profound wisdom, the wisdom of non-attachment. When we truly understand this, we begin to live fully without the fear of losing. Most of our anxieties come from resisting the natural flow of life. We wear ourselves out, trying to control what can never be controlled. But the moment we loosen our grip, something shifts. Fear starts to dissolve, and in that quiet space, freedom appears. In Buddhism, this principle is called vairagya. Many misunderstand it, thinking it means detachment in the sense of distance, aloofness, or not caring. But real detachment is the opposite. It is the ability to love without chains, to care deeply, without clinging to, without needing anything in return. When we cling, we suffer twice, first from the fear of loss, and again when the inevitable change arrives. Non-attachment frees us from that endless cycle. It teaches us to live with open hands instead of clenched fists. Living with detachment is not the rejection of love. It is love refined, a love purified from fear. It allows us to meet life with tenderness, knowing that nothing can ever truly be possessed. And in that awareness, we discover a love that is steady, resilient, and free. Why do we fear loss so much? Because we crave permanence. We tell ourselves stories like, "This will last forever." But the truth is, nothing does. We fear losing loved ones, yet every relationship evolves. We fear losing health, but the body is always aging. We fear losing recognition, yet the world keeps moving forward. This fear is born from illusion, the illusion that anything can last forever. And when illusion shatters, suffering takes its place. The Buddha explained clinging is the root of fear. When there is nothing to cling to, there is nothing to fear losing. Think about it. When we cling, we build an inner prison where our happiness depends on keeping things exactly as they are. But nothing ever stays the same. Non-attachment breaks down the walls of that prison, giving us the strength to face change without collapse. Loss does not disappear, but we are no longer enslaved by the constant fear of it. Impermanence, known in the Buddha's teaching as anicca, is one of the most profound truths of life. Everything we encounter, everything we touch or feel, comes into being. For a time, then inevitably fades away. Think of the cycle of the seasons. Spring bursts into bloom. Summer ripens with fullness. Autumn lets go. And winter gently passes. None of them last forever yet. Each holds a beauty of its own. Our lives unfold in the very same way. Every joy, every hardship, every stage we go through is like a season. It arrives, lingers for a while, and then makes way for what comes next. The real suffering does not come from change itself. It comes when we desperately try to lock things in place. We want to stretch spring endlessly, or we try to deny the coming of winter. But when we see impermanence clearly, we begin to taste life differently. We welcome each moment without clinging, without fear, simply as it is. And in that acceptance, we discover harmony with the rhythm of change. Impermanence is not a curse that makes life meaningless. It is the gift that makes life precious. It teaches us to honor the fleeting beauty of each passing moment. It whispers to us that both time and sorrow are visitors, temporary guests who, by their coming and going, reveal the same truth. Everything flows. When you embrace detachment, you open the door to freedom. The freedom to love without being afraid of loss. The freedom to give without keeping score. The freedom to live without being chained by worry about tomorrow. Picture life as a river. When you cling to the rocks, the current thrashes you, and you suffer. But when you let go, you float gracefully with the flow. Detachment is not about drifting away. It is about trusting life's current. It is knowing change will arrive, but peace is found in moving with it rather than against it. This freedom does not mean escaping responsibility. It means living fully, courageously, wisely, without being enslaved by fear. It is the strength to act with clarity while resting in peace with whatever outcome unfolds. To live this way is to have the courage to open your hands to accept that nothing is permanent, and yet everything shines in its time. Detachment is not an abstract philosophy. It is something we can practice gently every single day. When worries about the future creep in, notice how they are born from clinging. You don't have to fight them. Simply see them and let them drift away like clouds across a vast sky. When happiness arises, let it fill your heart completely, but do not demand that it stay forever. In fact, moments glow even brighter when we know they will pass. When you love someone, love them freely, not as something to possess or control, but as a soul to cherish. In this freedom, love becomes a deeper bear, unchained from fear. And when life shifts, as it always will, rather than resisting trust, the unfolding. Every ending opens space for a beginning. Every loss holds within it the seed of transformation. Detachment does not pull you away from life. It draws you closer to its very essence. It allows you to stand in the midst of joy without clinging, and in the midst of pain without drowning. It teaches you to meet each moment not with fear, but with openness and grace. Detachment is not the end of love. It is love purified. It is not the end of joy. It is joy liberated from fear. The Buddha's wisdom reminds us when you let go, you do not lose, you gain. You gain freedom. You gain clarity. You gain a heart unshaken by change. So live with open hands, care without clinging, love without fear, and you will discover the true freedom of non-attachment. Freedom is not found by holding on, but by letting go with wisdom, with compassion, with trust. When you live this way, you will taste a peace that no loss can ever take away. If these reflections speak to your heart, I invite you to walk this journey with me. Subscribe, and together let us continue exploring the timeless wisdom of the Buddha.